So the turning point for me was, I want to say 1981, maybe. Not exactly 82. Could have been 82, but I want to say 81 because I think my grandfather was still alive. Yeah. It was when I met my father. My father was in town at Blues Alley with Jimmy Smith, the organist. And that was such a powerful trio. My mother says, "Hey man, I'm going to take you to meet your father." Now, I knew him off for records and looking at particularly these two records, Upchurch and another one called The Way I Feel. The Way I Feel. He had this big afro and he's sitting there. And I was like, okay, that's my father, right? So my mother says, okay, you're going to meet your father. And I didn't want to. I was like, why, you know? But anyway, I went down to Blues Alley. I saw the band play. They were fantastic. It was Jimmy Smith on organ, and he was just phenomenal. It was astounding. The word amazing, which is an overused word in this culture, isn't enough. It was just spectacular. It wasn't just what he was playing with his hands, it was his feet with the bass. Oh my gosh, they didn't need a bass player. He was the baddest bass player. The power. And then there's my father on guitar. And then you got Michael Baker on drums. And Michael had to be a young guy then, so he's probably late 20s, early 30s or something. Mike went on to become the Whitney Houston's MD and lots of other things. Anyway, they were slamming. They were slamming. It was like this power trio, man. So the next day or two, my mother arranges for me to go and just play with them and for them, you know. I don't remember Jimmy being there that day, but my father was there, Michael Baker was there, and I played all this stuff because I was kind of hot for a 10-year old, 11-year old. I was playing all this stuff and just really doing it. So Michael gets on the drums. He goes, "Well, play this." Now he played kind of like a Purdy shuffle. It wasn't quite Jeff Porcaro's Rosanna, but it was something. It was something like that. But I remember what he played. I should be behind the drums to show you. He played and then it was really quiet ghost notes, but it was in there, right? I never heard anything like that, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I could play the shuffle part, but I didn't have the sticking correct, and it just threw me off, and I was so embarrassed. And that was the point where I changed. I said, and they were like, "No, that's good. No one embarrassed me. They didn't shame me for it." But I just was destroyed after that. And I said to myself, not only did I go learn how to do it later, but I said, I'm never going to let that happen again. I'm never going to be put somewhere and not be able to do something. That's never going to happen to me ever again. That was a turning point without me even realizing it was a turning point. And I will always remember that. It just had to be like, I don't know, 1981 or something.